In this instructional video, we're going to look a little deeper at how to write a literary essay. So we've already talked about the different characteristics of a literary essay, and we've also talked about how to write a thesis statement, as well as a topic introduction. And today, we're going to focus in on how to write examples to support our thinking. So we really want to support our thesis statement here. And let's take a second and really focus in on examples here. So anytime you see the word examples like this, we're saying examples to support our thesis. We really want to think of the word evidence. So we use evidence to justify our thinking. And when I say the word justify, I mean prove. So justify is to prove. So stop for a moment. I want you to think, what was your thesis statement? You had to identify the theme of the book that you were reading. And then you had to come up with 3 reasons to prove that theme. And we're going to call these reason 1, reason 2, and reason 3. And basically, when you are thinking of your evidence that you're going to choose to use to support your thinking here, you're going to look closely at those reasons. So each one of your reasons is a paragraph. This is very important. So your reason equals a paragraph. You're going to take an entire paragraph to justify or prove that your reason supports your theme. So each one of these has to prove this. And your body paragraphs in your writing, all 3 of those need to prove that one theme statement that you have made. So, looking deeply into this, let's break down our paragraphs here. So we have our evidence, which is our reason. Remember? Here, our reasons that we're focusing on. Now we need to identify evidence to support. So, for example, reason 1. My first piece of evidence needs to be cited. So remember, a cited piece of evidence is the author's words directly. Once I have identified the cited piece of text evidence that I want to use, I want to identify 2 pieces of evidence to paraphrase. And when we paraphrase this, when we take the author's words, but we turn them into my own words. So now I'm talking about a specific event or topic or something that has happened in the text, but I'm putting it all in my words, not the author's. Now, for each one of these reasons, each one of these pieces of evidence to support my reason, I need detailed examination. So within my reason 1, I'm going to go over here. I have my evidence. Each piece of evidence needs detailed examination. And this can happen in many ways. It can be an inference, a deeper connection to our thesis or outside world. It can be just explaining the significance and importance, but it's justifying. This is when you justify that your evidence proves your thesis. So you're justifying your choice. for your evidence and the reason. And you want to stop and think, how does this prove the theme? How does this reason prove? And how does this evidence prove what I am trying to say with this reason? So it's all about making those connections between what it is, the point that you're trying to get across. So your detailed examination here, and you want to stop and think, how does this evidence prove that the reason supports the theme? And this is when you're talking about significance and importance. It's, why is this event in the text important? Why do you feel it proves the theme? My biggest piece of advice, though, remember, is we cannot use that word I here. So no I statements. No I statements. Okay. But really stopping and thinking, so this is important because this shows the theme of blank, because, or similar statements like that. And once you've gone through and you've written your notes in your graphic organizer, you should have 3 pieces of evidence for each paragraph and at least 3 notes on how to justify your thinking in your graphic organizer. And remember that just because it says to use inferences and deeper connections to your thesis and outside world, it doesn't mean that you have to do each and make these connections that don't make sense. You want to make sure that your connections make sense with what you're writing as well as with the text.